Using worksheets is kind of a bad word in the Charlotte Mason world. So just don't tell anybody what I'm gonna tell you. I'm Joy, and I am a homeschool mom of 7. I have been homeschooling for a while and love implementing the Charlotte Mason method in my home. I've found in the Charlotte Mason community, people really frown upon the use of workbooks. But workbooks sometimes are very helpful to a busy mother trying to make sure that students get through material in a sequential order and don't have time to look up all the passages for copy work. So let's talk about which workbooks I use. I'm going to start with our Handwriting Without Tears workbook. Here it is. It has someone's scribbles on it. We also use Pen Time as a workbook. I love these workbooks. They have clean layouts. They don't have a lot of pictures. They have full pages of full words. They start, I'm going to show you, with single letters, and then they have small words. This is great for an early reader. This is the level 1 book, and I will link to this below. So often with a Charlotte Mason education, they will tell you to do copy work and to copy from the work that you're reading. And now this is a beautiful practice. I love this idea. And there is copy work that we do that will go into our Truth, Beauty, and Goodness notebook. That's when they're copying a poem that they're memorizing or scripture that they're memorizing. They do that there. But when we're trying to get the drill down, one needs support of the workbook. And so I commend this one to you if ever you are in the need. Memoria Press also has wonderful workbooks for copy work that have scripture and poetry that are absolutely beautiful. A small person who's not necessarily reading big words yet and just needs to learn about the letter A, for instance, that's what this is for. Okay, the next workbook that we use in my Charlotte Mason Homeschool is the Beast Academy series. Specifically, I use the workbook in level 1. Level 1 has 4 books, A, B, 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. They are all laid out where there is an explanation. They call it a guide. And all of the guide sections look like a comic book, but this is the lesson. And then after the lesson, they have actual practice problems for the student to do. And the practice problems, they really act like a game, and they really treat it like a puzzle, that they are wanting to get the student to engage at a deeper level, not just rote learning either the 3-digit number or the greater than, less than, any of those concepts. They're really wanting them to play with those concepts so that they get them deeply embedded in their hearts, so that they understand these concepts really well. So we have really enjoyed these because not only are they cute and clever in how they are designed. Now, comic book is not my favorite. I know we all love, Renaissance art, but they are well written, they are funny, and they are very clever in how they present these concepts. And they get the student talking and engaged. They have these little, this guy here, they'll have these little stop signs that will have you stop and ask a question as you're reading through it to help you engage, help you play around with whatever concept they bring up. And we have really gotten a lot out of them. The kids really seem to thrive. This is another page in using them. Beast Academy, do it. All right, so now we move to a vocabulary workbook, and this is called Wordly Wise. This is the one that my 4th grader is using. This is book 3. The thing that's interesting about Wordly Wise is you're reading through definitions of words, and then, do you hear a theme? You're playing with the words all throughout. So they start off with the definition. In this particular one, it kind of gives the definition, and then you have to pick which word it goes with. And then you're playing with sentences, you're kind of messing around with the word to try to get it to fit, or they're having you change it depending. Now, this is not something I chose. My husband used these when he was in school, and he said it was the number one thing that he felt stretched his vocabulary and gave him a greater command of language. And I was like, oh, but it's not Charlotte Mason. You know, I was a little sad about it. But my attitude has been, I'm not doing this for you to memorize these words. These are an introduction. And I've noticed that the kids do find some words that resonate with them, that they are inspired, they get an inspiring idea from one, and it is exposing them intentionally to some really great words. Now, as I have read about teaching writing and how to be a stronger writer, I see it often repeated that reading the dictionary is like a thing that people do. So I'm like, you know what? This is kind of like reading the dictionary and then messing around with some words. Literally, people read the dictionary. So instead of reading the dictionary, we can just play with words every now and then. So what I'm going to do actually with these is, this book has 15 lessons. Some of the older books for the older kids have 20 lessons. I am having them do half the lessons this semester, and then we're going to stop. And then we're going to do other stuff. And then I'll have them do the other half of the lessons in the next semester. So like this student is done after he does one more section for this entire semester, and then he'll be able to start in the spring with the next set of books. So the other books that I have that I love are the Rod and Staff preschool books. These workbooks are really fun, and I don't have them right now because we used them all up, and I was like, oh, I want to do this video, but I'm going to link below. I'm just going to explain to you how I use them. So the Rod and Staff workbooks, first of all, they're sweet little line drawings of charming children, and then they also have some with animals, farm animals, zoo animals, you know. And then they can cut, they can paste, they can do tracing, like connecting the dots, those types of things. And my preschoolers have all really enjoyed them. I had it recommended to me from an older Charlotte Mason mom who just would buy a pack for her younger ones, who really, they want to be doing school with the older ones. So it's like, what do you give them? And, you know, I have other things for them to do, cutting paper, you know, all that. But sometimes they really do enjoy working through a workbook, coloring, cutting things out, pasting them on there. And that keeps them busy, engaged, and it's something that is enjoyable for them to do. We want them to also have an enjoyable day. So those are my 4 workbooks that the Charlotte Mason mom might use. And please don't tell anyone I told you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.